Okay, this is Act 1, Scene 1 of King Lear. Scene begins, it's Kent, servant to King Lear, and Gloucester, the Earl of Gloucester. Interestingly, they're trying to predict who Lear will leave his kingdom to. He doesn't have a wife. We don't know what happened to her at this point. And they begin talking about Edmund, who is introduced at this point. Edmund, excuse me. Edmund is the bastard son to Gloucester, which means he was conceived out of wedlock. And you're going to see how that kind of comes about in the play a little bit. He's kind of not seen as an equal to Edgar. So he's introduced here, and they're kind of seeing where's this fortune going to be left. He kind of talks about the crude birth of Edmund and how that kind of came about. Typically, anyone who was conceived out of wedlock was looked down upon at this time. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, Jon Snow, that's a big one. Okay. Now, Lear comes into the picture, and he says he wants to divide his land to his daughters. And he has 3 daughters, Goneril, Regan, Cordelia. He wants to leave his land to the 3 of them. However, there's a catch. In order to do this, they need to tell him, basically, and I'm going to get the exact line. Tell me, my daughters, which of you shall we say doth love us most, that we our largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge? Goneril, our eldest born, speak first. So basically, he's asking them, tell me how much you love me, and then I will decide how to divide my land, which kind of seems like this has become a game now. But it goes Goneril, oldest, Regan, middle, Cordelia, youngest. So Goneril will go first, and she goes, well, I do love you more than worlds can wield the matter, dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. And she basically goes on to say, I love you so much beyond all manner of so much I love you. It is Regan's turn. Regan says, well, sir, I am made up of self-metal as my sister, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love. Basically, she's going to say, I love you a little bit more than she does. So she's going to try to one-up her sister. Now we have Cordelia. So after Goneril, I love you more than words can say, I love you more than eyesight, space, freedom, blah, 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 blah. We have Cordelia. She's kind of stumped because you have your first sister who says, well, I love you more than words can truly say. Then your sister says, well, I love you more than that. What can she truly say? Well, nothing, my lord. Nothing. Nothing. How? Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again. Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more, no less. How, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest you may your fortunes. So basically, he's not happy with this response. And he says, well, let it be. If that is your choice, then you are no longer a daughter of mine. He banishes her. Now, on Cordelia's behalf, Kent, so Cordelia will say is banished. Kent over here will step in for her. Lear does not like this because Kent is supposed to be on Lear's side, but Lear does not like this. So because I'm going to have to do a part 2 of this. It is a pretty long scene. I'll go ahead and do a part 2.